Hello, recapers. Today's movie starts with a married couple, Josh and Sophia, who are both healthcare workers. They have just arrived in Colombia for a conference. At first, they seem like a happy couple, but in reality, their marriage is falling apart. They are on the verge of divorce, but they haven't told their mutual friend Marcos yet. Not knowing about their problems, Marcos books a single hotel room for them. This makes things worse because they no longer feel comfortable sharing a space. As soon as they are alone, they start arguing.
I just don't want to sleep in the same room as you. I need space to work.
Frustrated, Sophia storms out, and they continue to avoid each other until dinner with Marcos. During the meal, the tension is obvious, and Marcos starts to suspect something is wrong. Finally, Josh admits that he and Sophia are planning to split up, but he quickly changes the subject to their hiking trip the next day. The next morning, Sophia reluctantly decides to go on the hike, hoping it will help her relax. However, Marcos cancels at the last minute, leaving her alone with Josh. She doesn't want to spend time with him, but he convinces her to let him come along, warning her that hiking alone in an unfamiliar place is dangerous. At the hotel reception, they receive a map with a long, winding path marked as the safe route. However, there is also a shortcut on the map, which the receptionist warns them not to take. The path is dangerous, and even the locals avoid it. Josh, confident in his hiking skills, considers taking the shortcut, but Sophia strongly disagrees. She refuses to risk running into the venomous snakes that live in the area. As they walk through the thick forest, they admire the beautiful scenery. But then Josh notices storm clouds forming. Not wanting to get caught in bad weather, he convinces Sophia to turn back early. When they return to their car, they see a man trying to break into it. They quickly hide, but Josh decides to confront the thief. This turns out to be a mistake when the thief pulls out a gun. Thinking fast, Josh attacks first, creating an opening for them to escape. Josh and Sophia run into the forest as bullets fly past them. Though Sophia is furious at Josh for acting recklessly, they don't have time to argue. The rain starts pouring, and the thief keeps chasing them. Desperate to lose him, they decide to take the dangerous path the receptionist warned them about, hoping the thief will be too scared to follow. In their frantic escape, they get separated. Sophia, disoriented from hitting her head, stumbles while searching for Josh and accidentally falls into quicksand. The rain has made it deep and thick, trapping her as she starts to panic and cry out for help. Josh hears her screams and rushes to her aid. He tries to pull her out, but it doesn't work. Spotting a branch nearby, he urges her to grab it, but it snaps under her weight, making her panic even more. Her struggles cause her to sink deeper until she is nearly engulfed. Terrified, Josh jumps in after her, disregarding his own safety. Somehow, he manages to get Sophia's head above the surface, allowing her to breathe. Though he has saved her life, they are now both trapped in the middle of nowhere with no one to help them. For now, Josh tells Sophia to stay still, knowing that struggling will only make them sink faster. He recalls reading about quicksand in various guidebooks, but he frustratingly cannot remember how to escape. While trying to remain calm, Sophia notices an egg resting on the quicksand without sinking. This gives her an idea. If she spreads her body flat over the mud, she might be able to increase her surface area and float. Josh is skeptical, but she insists on trying. As she attempts to wiggle her leg free, she feels something solid beneath the mud. Fearfully, she asks Josh to help pull it out, only to discover it's not a log or an animal, but a dead body. The corpse, showing signs of starvation, sends chills down their spines. Josh's previous reassurance that quicksand isn't lethal is quickly proven wrong, and both realize the gravity of their situation. The dead man is carrying a backpack, which they manage to retrieve before pushing the body back into the quicksand, unable to keep looking at it. Inside the backpack, they find various items, including a book, a harmonica, a broken flashlight, a knife, and a shotgun with 2 rounds left. The most valuable item, however, is the backpack itself. Josh comes up with an idea, cutting the bag into strips to fashion a lasso that could help them grab onto a nearby tree stump. Though Sophia doubts the plan, they have no other choice if they want to escape. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Marco starts feeling uneasy about his friend's absence. He listens to a voicemail from Josh, informing him about their hike, but he can't shake his bad feeling. His intuition is proven correct when a scruffy-looking man walks into the hotel carrying Sophia's backpack. Realizing the man is the same thief who had chased Josh and Sophia, Marcos confronts him. As the thief tries to flee, Marcos tackles him to the ground, causing a gun to slip out of the thief's clothes. The sight of the weapon sends Marcos into a frantic state as he pieces everything together. He is about to attack him once again, but the hotel employees swiftly intervene to break up the fight and capture both of them. Meanwhile, deep inside the forest, Sophia and Josh have managed to fashion a rope out of the backpack and are trying to hook it onto a tree stump. Unfortunately, the rope is just too short. As they begin to grow frustrated, a ray of hope appears in the form of a helicopter. It flies right over their heads and they scream and wave frantically to get its attention, but to no avail. The trees are too dense for those inside the helicopter to spot them. Josh gives up trying to signal it, but Sophia refuses to let this opportunity slip away. She desperately tries to light a fire as a distress signal, but everything around them is too damp to catch fire. In a final attempt, she even considers burning their makeshift rope, but Josh firmly refuses. If they set the rope ablaze and the helicopter still doesn't see them, they will truly be stranded. This rope is their last hope. As they argue, the helicopter disappears from view, and all the fight drains from their bodies. Helpless, Sophia asks Josh if they could cut off their jackets to extend the lasso, but he disagrees, fearing they might freeze to death. Even so, he clings to the hope that Marcos will come to their rescue, though Sophia is less optimistic. Suddenly, Sophia feels something biting her and panics. Ants have crawled up her shoulder and are ruthlessly biting her, leaving red rashes on her skin. Hearing her screams, Josh quickly hands her a bottle of vodka and instructs her to pour it on the bites. Thankfully, the alcohol acts as an insect repellent, freeing her from their sting. After the situation settles, Sophia glances at the vodka bottle and realizes something. She had assumed Josh was sober, but he confesses that he relapsed into drinking due to the stress of their impending divorce. Being trapped in this perilous situation, combined with the weight of their failing relationship, stirs deep emotions in both of them. They try to hold back, but tears begin to form in their eyes. During their tearful conversation, Sophia suddenly remembers the gun. They could have used it to signal the helicopter, but now it's too late. Filled with regret, she starts cutting the straps off the shotgun to lengthen their lasso. However, Josh points out that just the strap won't be enough, urging her to wait for Marcos instead. But being stranded in such a vast forest, Sophia refuses to rely on Marcos alone. As they argue, a snake crawls up behind Josh. They stay still, hoping it will pass, but it keeps coming closer. Josh can't turn around, so Sophia has to act fast. She struggles to free her arm and aims the gun, but she is too late. The snake bites Josh's hand before slithering away. Sophia quickly ties a tight band around Josh's arm to slow the poison, but the venom spreads fast, and he only has about 6 hours before it gets worse. Meanwhile, in a jail cell, Marcos and the thief are locked up. Marcos offers his family watch in exchange for information. The thief admits he didn't kill Josh and Sophia, but he doubts they are still alive. He warns that they ran into a dangerous area full of quicksand and deadly snakes. Panicked, Marcos begs the police to let him go save his friends, but they ignore him. Back in the forest, the poison reaches Josh's neck, causing a blood clot. He feels weak and is ready to give up, but Sophia refuses to let him die. She takes a knife and carefully cuts the clot to stop him from having a stroke. Josh faints from the pain, and Sophia collapses from exhaustion. An hour later, they wake up. Josh feels a little better, but he is still in danger. Sophia is determined to save him. She comes up with a plan. She will kill a snake and use its body as a rope. She throws things to get a snake's attention, and it moves toward her. But when she tries to shoot, she misses and wastes the last bullet. She drops the gun and grabs a knife, but before she can attack, the snake wraps around her neck, squeezing tightly. Just as she struggles to breathe, Josh uses the last of his strength to stab the snake, killing it. Sophia quickly skins the snake and ties its skin to their rope, making it long enough to reach the tree stump. She throws it again and again until it finally catches. She climbs out of the quicksand and tries to pull Josh out, but he is too weak to move. With no other choice, she stumbles through the forest, searching for help. As night falls, she reaches a road, barely able to stand. By a lucky chance, Marcos arrives just in time with an ambulance and a rescue team. They rush into the forest to find Josh while Sophia watches, hoping for good news. The movie ends happily. Josh is carried out of the forest on a stretcher, alive and awake. Sophia is so relieved that she runs to kiss him. Maybe this terrible experience will help them leave the past behind and start fresh. And that's how our story ends. What did you think about the ending? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next breakdown.